Good evening and welcome to the Wednesday, June 18th, 2025 meeting of the Community Preservation Committee. It is 6:32 and we are meeting this evening at the Lakeville Council on Aging at 1 Deer Crossing. We do have LakeCAM recording this evening. Is anyone else recording? Hearing none. Our first, before I go into the first item on the agenda, I just want to announce we do have a new member from Parks, Noelle Relu. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you.
And also, actually, it's not on the agenda, but I did get word recently that Liz will be stepping down, but she hasn't given her official notice, so we'll be looking for a new open space spot soon. So on to the first item. We have review memorandum of understanding and assign project liaison for approved project. So in our packet here, we have the previously approved municipal project memorandum of understanding. This is the agreement that has to go to all municipal projects when they have funding. This one was for the gravestone repairs at Thompson Hill Cemetery that just passed the town meeting. I filled out everything except for the liaison name, email address, and phone number. Is anyone interested? I know Nancy LaFave, I think she was the one for the cemetery project.
I think
she was.
Isn't she coming back? Oh no, she has a historical.
She has a conflict.
Right.
I can do it if Nancy can.
Okay, do you want, we can,
Yeah, I'll do it.
you want us, so I'll assign you then?
Yeah.
Okay, and then if she wants to just continue, you can let me know and
Yes.
and we'll
Yeah.
update this, but for right now,
Sounds good.
I'll put you and send it to Joan.
Yep.
And you're all friends.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I talk to Joan often.
Okay, so I will assign Kathleen, and I'll put your cell phone number and your email address, and I will include you on the email that I sent to Joan. Yes. You don't need to take a vote. Everything else on the, everything else look good? Nobody saw any edits needed or typos or anything? The second item on our agenda is announcement regarding Shelley Goring attending August meeting. So this was prior conversation that we had talking about the housing portion of CPA funds and how we don't have a housing authority. Sue, you were reaching out to Middleborough. Bobby was going to reach out to someone else. And I had reached out to Shelley and I hadn't heard back. And then I got an email from her saying, oh, I thought I had sent this, but I guess I hadn't. We ended up having a phone conversation. She's with Mass Housing. So she had suggested asking someone from Serped to come. So we have Shelley and Taylor from Serped who are willing to attend our meeting. I'm hoping that we can set it up as virtual, like a Zoom meeting for them, so that if they want to attend via Zoom, it sounds like Shelley would rather the Zoom, but Taylor said either way she can come. So that'll be for our August meeting. She said tentatively, but I haven't heard anything canceling. I did send that information over to Andrew, let him know, because I think that's something the select board should be involved with. The other thing that came up in that conversation with her is that she pulled up the town information and she said that you have a housing trust committee on your bylaw that's never been formed. So I sent that off to Maureen Canito, the select board chair, and asked her about it. And then and then sure enough, when I had sent Andrew the email about the information, I had gotten the email from Shelley in the meantime, and he came back and said, oh, I think other towns use this housing trust committee in lieu of a housing authority, and that's exactly what Shelley was saying. So I think that's kind of a direction they're gonna.
Is there money in it?
There is.
There's a lot of money
There is
in it,
some
because I
money.
remember putting money in it.
Yeah, there's money.
Every
in
time
it.
somebody wants to go out of affordable and I can't do an alternative or whatever, that's where the money goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge amount, but it's
So let's
something.
find out, I'll find out how much.
I think I want to say it was around 100.
When we do our September report, why don't we include that's in the housing?
Yeah,
Because
I mean-
that's a good,
But I don't know how that would have to put like it separate from our funding, because that's not CPA funds.
no, it's not, but we could add to it if we're trying to do something to get up the ante, right?
Yeah, combined, yeah. But
If
we
the
can-
committee can afford to, can vote to put it towards something and they're
Right.
short by X amount of dollars, that's something we could do.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. So
Alright.
so now that committee would need to be formed still.
Okay.
And start meeting and in order to utilize that. But so just tentatively have your housing related questions available for August. And we'll go over that with her and we'll have Serpent there. So that should be good. Hopefully moving that item forward. Any other questions or anything on
I
that?
haven't heard from Middleborough either, I'll have to
Okay.
email them
And
again.
this might be the direction to go because
Right,
if this is what towns that don't have a housing authority.
yeah, so maybe not even bother them.
Depends,
Yeah.
Depends on like if they say there's any benefit to that or if there's
Right.
something that maybe. The next item on our agenda, number 3, is discuss foregoing July meeting. We didn't have much on this agenda except for we had to assign the project liaison, really. So other than that, we shouldn't have any business for July. I don't see an issue with foregoing July unless someone has an objection. All right, so we will not hold our July meeting. We will have our next meeting in August. Review and approve meeting minutes for May 15th. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? This was a very short meeting, you must have.
It didn't take long.
We had the date for August already, right?
Last night it was.
Oh, good. Oh.
Yes, thank you. Obviously
I was
first.
gonna ask the same question until I saw it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Got it. Anybody have any questions, comments, edits to the minutes, or does someone want to make a motion to approve?
So moved?
Okay, we have a motion.
Can I second it,
Yeah.
even though I didn't attend, but I took the,
Oh.
but I did the minutes and I watched the meeting, so
Yeah, you
does
can.
that count?
Yep, you can vote,
Okay,
yep.
so I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor? Are you
Aye.
checking? Aye.
Aye.
Aye, all
Aye.
right. Motion carries, minutes are approved. Item number 5, old business. Status updates on approved projects and project liaisons. I know Kathleen.
Yeah,
do you
I
want
have
to-
an update. Joan and I spoke about the museum, and the work has not started yet because he has other work that he's still working on, and because of the weather, rain, and the heat. So he will do the work, he will initiate the work sometime during the summer, but he doesn't have a specific date yet. And Joan's been into contact with him a lot. So I did put the new sign up in front of the museum today, and I don't know why the sign disappeared from the metal border. It looked like we had like zip ties tying it in, and the zip ties are not on the sign. So I don't know why that happened, but there's a new sign there, and I hope it remains. We'll see.
And is that one zip tied?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Huh, that's weird.
It is weird.
Like somebody like would have snipped it and
You
taken
would
it?
have to snip the zip ties,
Huh.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's-
So I'll bring the metal border back to the DPW, I think.
Okay.
Is that what we do with it? or-
Well, so now at this point, it's kind of no good. We need, can we get a replacement?
I can find out from Barbara, but I'd save the frame.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would. She probably can get
So
just
she
a
can just
replacement
have the
with
new
it.
one?
Yeah,
It's a
Okay.
very
because
sturdy
it was the
frame.
top part, right?
Right.
Okay.
Not a camera on that area? No camera on that area?
Well, I
No.
don't know. I doubt it, but I don't know.
All right, so
So-
Sue, you're gonna reach out to Barb Standish, see if that's something we can order? Get a new one?
Shall I bring the frame back to the DPW or just hold on to it?
Do you wanna hold on to it until
Yeah.
we can determine
Yeah.
about the sign, and then if it's whole again, then
Yeah.
we can store it,
I'll do that.
right? That makes sense, instead of
Yeah.
going back and forth with it. I
Sounds
guess.
good.
Okay. Yeah, other than that, I mean, the only other sign that needs to go out is for the cemetery, and I
Yeah.
think,
It's still there.
yeah, I was gonna say, it was there, so.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. Any other updates?
I haven't called Melissa, does Noel know anything about the John Pond?
Yes, I've been over there, I took photographs. It's a very small footprint there. I'm gonna be meeting, I actually forwarded an email to Sue and Melissa,
Oh, that's on the
To-
playground though, right?
on the
She's
playground.
talking about the engineering plan that,
The
I
John
asked,
Pond
I
Park.
asked about that, and because I said, you know, I'd like to know what the final footprint is of that to plan this. And she said it's gonna be, couldn't give me a definite time when that's gonna be finished, so not a definite.
Never mind finished, they gotta go out for bid. They haven't even
Okay, yeah.
selected somebody to, and she should have a copy of the old plan. If you don't have it, I'll send you a copy of the plan we have. Cause there was a plan.
But it was changing though, because they
It's
couldn't get
changed.
the water, so I know that affected it.
Well, just the water line won't be there, but they're still going forward with the rest of it. But they need to go out to bid to get an engineer to do the engineering for the project, and they only have 2 months left.
For Clear Pond?
No,
For
John
John Pond.
Specifically for John Pond.
Yep,
I thought,
that's what they got the money for.
I thought I heard it one meeting, and I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it, but I thought Melissa said they didn't need to go out for bid.
She did say that, actually, but I haven't really followed up on that yet.
I-
But
I
they
will-
need to get a bid, okay?
Yes.
So maybe they don't need to go out for bid, how about they need to get a bid?
Right.
They need to take some kind of action before
Okay.
September, because what's our recourse? If they don't spend the money by September, do we have to revisit it? Do we have to, what's our recourse for that?
They'd have to request an extension.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I will convey that to her and get back. Well, I don't want to wait till August to have an answer about that. So I'll reach out to her about that, and then I'll communicate by email. Is that okay?
Well, yeah, we'll put it on, I keep it on the agenda, so this will come back on August. So
Okay.
if you have an update, then, or, you know, if Nancy has an update, anybody has an update at that point, we can,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't really in favor of this project, but if it doesn't get started, I don't know how much in favor of am I of being, let's give them a lot more time.
I mean, we don't have to.
Especially when I know we don't, I'm
Right.
just saying, I'm just having the feeling that they really need to take some action. That's $25,000 that's hanging out there.
Right.
That's
And-
also not collecting interest.
Right,
And we can't use it
So-
for anything else.
Right.
so, and it's a simple thing to get a bid, really. I mean, do they need help? Do we need to find somebody to help them, or a list of engineers, or I'm sure that Jamie would give the lowest price, so, I mean,
I think that's who they were using, I believe.
Yeah, that's what we'd seen.
right, and nobody, I don't think anybody else could match his price. It was, because he lives in town, he's probably had kids on the teams there,
I'll
and,
get some answers.
okay, sorry, don't mean to dump it on you,
No,
Noel,
no,
but,
well, I'm the liaison, so I'm,
Well, no,
The
so
liaison.
Nancy's the project liaison.
Liaison, right.
But as you being a park member, you can definitely,
I
you
need to
know.
convey back to them and keep the communication going.
Okay.
I will.
Any other updates? No? Okay. The next item is photos of completed ongoing projects. That's just something to keep in mind as these projects roll out. It's nice to get some photos to add to the webpage. Our next meeting is August 21st, 2025, 6:30 at the police station. Would someone like to make a motion
Did
to
she say
adjourn?
first?
Is that a Thursday again?
Yes.
Did she say?
motion to adjourn.
Motion and
I'll second.
a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Did you say
That
the
was quick.
21st?